One of the key things for this movement is that we maintain tension for the entire time. Okay, meaning there's no point of this lift on the way down where the barbell will drop into your chest or bounce. And we're looking to press the barbell on a slight arc backwards, okay? It's not gonna be straight up and down, it's gonna be a slight arc backwards towards lockout. Perfect, perfect. One more like that, let's go. 1, 2, yes, yes. Congratulations, you are getting lucky tonight. Full stretch, press, lovely, perfect dumbbell press. I do not ever want to see some quarter reps or half reps on dumbbell press where you don't touch your chest. If a lady here can bring a dumbbell down to her lovely chest, then so can you. And welcome back to your mum's favorite channel on YouTube, Cult Strength. That's not a lie. You're a mum, you're a Hot Goth Mommy, so is this your favorite channel on YouTube?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is Morticia. She's my European girlfriend. She doesn't speak a lot of English. She knows a lot of basic commands like, yes, sir, no, sir, how many sandwiches would you like? But that's kind of where it stops. I do suspect that she hurls abuse at me in her native tongue, but I'm not too sure, so I'll just presume it's a compliment. You know what I'm saying? But today, she's here to help me with some demonstrations because I'm going to be sharing with you my all-time favorite 3 bench press variations that I cannot live without. Now, I've done videos in the past where I've spoken about some of my favorite variations, but today, in more detail, more specific, the only exercises that I could not live without for building a big bench press. I'm excited to share this with you. As I said, Morticia here, she's going to be demonstrating the bench for you. Now, you used to have a huge bench press. She used to do powerlifting. It was maybe, 7 years ago? Something like that. And you benched 100 kilos, so 220 pounds. Now today, she's not benching 100 kilos. She's just gonna bench a nice light weight for the demonstration. She actually doesn't do powerlifting anymore. I do. I'm chasing a 600-pound bench at the moment. And again, that's why I want to share this with you, because these are exercises that I have used to build my bench to 573 pounds. That's my current all-time max, 260 kilos. And these are some of the same exercises that I helped, Morticia here to build a 100-kilo bench press. So these movements, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm not trying to just do something fancy for the sake of it, right? These are tried and tested movements, very simple movements that when utilized correctly will guarantee to help you with your bench press. And it's really that simple because it shouldn't be complicated. It never really is. Okay, so if you can incorporate these movements into your program and execute them effectively, like how I'm going to show you, because I'm not just telling you my favorite exercises, I'm going to explain to you why you should use them, what are the benefits, when in your program you should put them as well. Okay, so a lot of knowledge for you, and I know learning can be boring, I get it, okay, but I'm smart, I bring something pretty to look at. I'm pretty as well, okay, but most of you guys don't pull sumo. So I have to bring something pretty for you guys who pull conventional to look at, right? So just to distract you, to make sure you sit through the video, I'm gonna spit wisdom and knowledge at you, and subconsciously, you're gonna hold on to it, and you're gonna have this wealth of knowledge waiting for you at the end of this video. So sit tight, enjoy, we're gonna set up, and then we'll get to work. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. It's another one of those commands. Let's go. All right, baby. Now, the first bench press movement that I simply couldn't live without because I believe that it's just too useful to not have in the program, that is the tempo bench press, okay? Now, we can use a tempo for a variety of different variations, but today we're just gonna use one of the more basic variations, which is more of a close grip tempo bench press. Now, the reason that I like to use a close grip when I do my tempo work is because the placement of this in my program is going to be a little bit further out of competition. This would be in my preparation phase, right before I start to, push my bench press heavy, okay? It'd be the beginning of a program, really setting the tone, setting the base, eliciting some hypertrophy, some growth, okay? This tempo movement has time under tension, Therefore, the potential for muscle growth is a lot higher. That's one of the reasons I like to do this. But another reason that I like to do the tempo bench press is because it really allows us to refine the technique, okay, to get really comfortable with the actual movement itself, making sure that the barbell is touching the right spot every single time. It's when it's slowed down, it's a lot easier to really break that lift apart and make sure that everything is exactly where it needs to be. There's no rushing. You can't run away. You can't hide from it. You're under tension for the entire time, focusing on the movement quality, okay? So excellent for hypertrophy, excellent for refinement of technique. And the close grip work, as I said, it's a little further out from competition. So to, let's say, get a little extra time under tension, we bring our hands a little closer together. We increase the range of motion. We're maybe going to be hitting a little bit more tricep work. But more importantly, we just don't want to be too specific, too far out from competition. So this is an incredible movement to use in your program. If you're an advanced lifter, you might use it 16 weeks out till about 12 weeks out or 10 weeks out. If you're more intermediate, you could use it 12 weeks out to 8 weeks out or even 6 weeks out. Okay, so a very versatile movement. It plays an incredible role in building mass and refining the technique. What do you think about that? Pretty good?
Pretty good.
Now, the rep ranges, okay, that we would typically use for this movement aren't crazy high. So I would say they would sit between the 4 to 6 rep range per set, mostly. Yes, you can go a lot higher if you want to. You can even do singles and doubles. But if they're that far out from competition, we're going to do 4 to 6 repetitions normally, keeping in mind that the tempo adds a much greater level of difficulty. It's a much harder movement to execute. The time under tension will mean that you will typically have to use less weight than you can without the tempo. Now for today's demonstration, we're going to use a 3-0-0, which would mean 3 seconds down, no pause, straight back up. You will see variations of tempo with like a 3-1-0, which might mean a 1 second pause on the chest. But for this instance, we're just going to focus on more of a closer grip with a 3 second eccentric portion of the movement. The 3 repetitions, I'll show you 2 different angles. And while I'm showing you that, I'm going to be pointing out a few technical things that you need to focus on to get the most out of this lift. That's a lot of talking. Are you ready? All right, let's do this. All right, baby. Now, while you're watching the demonstration, I'm going to be giving you some important cues to really focus on during this movement. So go ahead and set up for me. Now, we're going to do 3 repetitions here, 3 second eccentric. I'm not going to be breaking down the entire technique of the movement, just a few notable cues that really relate to this movement. Now, your normal grip, okay, where is it there? So we're going to go for a closer grip, okay? So for a closer grip, let's go for at least 1 hand width closer than your normal grip. So go slightly closer than that again. Okay, perfect. So we're in a close grip position. Now, scapula is retracted and depressed. Okay, now, one of the key things for this movement is that we maintain tension for the entire time. Okay, meaning there's no point of this lift on the way down where the barbell will drop into your chest or bounce. We need to maintain a steady speed the entire way to the chest with a very soft touch. Imagine you're bench pressing to your t-shirt, okay? Don't try and sink it into your chest. Push your chest towards the bar as hard as you can. Meet the barbell with your chest, okay, as you're bringing it down, chest towards the bar, maintaining that 3 second eccentric tempo with no drop, okay, no bounce, no momentum. 3 repetitions, let's go. Big breath, hold your breath for me, 3 repetitions. Hold the bar, okay, chest to bar now, let's go. 1, 2, 3, lovely. Chest to bar, 1, 2, 3, good. Driving your heels down towards the floor, lovely. Chest to bar, 2, 3, lovely. Back on the rack. Perfect, you can sit up for me. Now, that's an excellent example of a tempo bench press, okay? 3 repetitions, 3 second eccentrics. How'd that feel?
Good.
It's tough, right? It feels tough in the sense that you have to hold your breath and you're staying tight, but the weight feels easy, stays nice and tight, it feels nice and comfortable. Yeah?
Yes.
Good shit. We're gonna have a look at one more angle just so you can get a better look at it. But that's the tempo bench press, okay? Really take your time with the movement, go considerably lighter than you normally would if you're new to it, because it is challenging. That 3 repetitions, although it felt comfortable, another 3 reps on top of that will be a different story if you really maintain tension and you're taking your time with the 3 seconds, right? As it gets harder, it can be very easy to cut that 3 seconds into 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds. You know what I mean? So be really strict with yourself, and it's gonna help your bench press. All right, same thing again, setting up, scaps down as hard as you can, driving the heels to the floor, pulling your chest up high, big breath, grip is good. Okay, chest to bar, 3 second eccentric, 1, 2, 3, good. 1, 2, 3, good. There's no bounce, there's no change of speed, that's perfect. 2, 3, lovely, back on the rack. How'd that feel? Good. So as you can see, right, there's no change of bar speed, everything is nice and smooth, looks perfect, you did a good job. You get to demonstrate the next one as a reward. How do you feel about that? Awesome. Hell yeah, guys. Like this video, drop a comment, and
Subscribe.
yes! These are bench press variations that are my favorite, that I can't live without, that aren't just a regular bench press or a competition bench press, okay? So those two movements aren't gonna be in this video, obviously. These are the movements that supplement that. Now, the next movement, a little more technical, okay? Now this movement is called the Spotto Press. You've probably seen me do it quite a few times. Now this is a movement that I would definitely hammer if I was gonna be competing in a 3-lift meet or in a powerlifting bench press meet, right? If I was gonna do competition, I would use this movement to really help me with precision as we get closer to peaking, okay? This is an excellent movement to really supplement the competition bench press with a pause. What I find with this movement is, because we have to pause the bar off the chest, okay? We're looking to pause the bar about this far off the chest. We have to maintain complete tension, complete stability, complete control, and you have to have absolute precision to make sure that it stops in exactly the right spot. It doesn't drift down a little bit too far and touch your chest. So what this is doing is it's making sure that you haven't lost tension. You cannot do this movement effectively if you lose tension. So in some ways, this is a bit of a cheat code, this movement, in my opinion, on how to get a big competition bench press. Okay, now, there is a bonus to this as well. It is excellent, again, for hypertrophy, because we are pausing the barbell at a really disadvantageous position right off the chest. The pecs are holding a large deal of load, okay? That's what he said, depending on where he puts it. But what I'm saying is that you're under tension for a long period of, or a longer period of time, maintaining tension, so the pecs are doing a lot of work, okay? Therefore, byproduct, hypertrophy, muscle gain. So not only is it gonna help you competition bench press, it's gonna help you be precise, which is what we need to be effective with the competition bench press. It's also gonna help you with some hypertrophy, which can be useful close to competition, because close to competition, it's not a priority to add muscle mass. We do that away from competition when we're doing a lot more volume. But this is a nice little way to get a movement into your program that can still elicit some hypertrophy, because it's never a bad idea to get bigger and to get stronger, especially if you have a competition coming up. So right now, we're gonna get a demonstration again. The last one was really good, so this one is gonna be the same. Now, the focus for this one, again, is gonna be, as I said, pausing this far off the chest. We're gonna use more of a competition bench press grip, because we'd use it closer to competition. I would be using this movement 6 weeks out of comp, okay, up until the last week of competition prep training. So right up to competition, I could use this as a secondary bench press day movement or as a back down movement after my main sets. Okay, it's an excellent time to use it. I wouldn't use it away from competition so much, but as we get close to competition, that's when I would use it. And if you want to peak your competition bench press, or you are prepping for a meet, I recommend you do it too. But ready to do some more bench? Let's go. Okay, so the Spotto Press. Now we're going to use more of the wider grip like you normally use. All right, so competition bench press grip, whatever your preferred grip is for competition, use the same grip, because this is a very specific movement. We're trying to do this to be precise with our competition bench press, meaning we want to be using the same guidelines that we'd be using for that as well. So a wider grip, everything set up exactly the same as you would for a bench press, except we're not touching our chest. We're pausing it just 2 centimeters above the chest for a 2 count, okay? So 1 full second paused. 3 reps, let's go. Chest to bar, everything stays the same. Stable, tight, bring it down. 1, 2, lovely. Bring it down. 1, 2, perfect. One more. 1, 2, good, back on the rack. Oh, I think you touched your chest on the 3rd one. I'll forgive you though, because you got a big chest. It seems, see if you look here, because the chest is so high, I'm gonna allow it. But we're gonna give you one more demonstration where you don't touch your chest, aren't we? But the first 2 repetitions were perfect. But again, she's going to about 1 centimeter off her chest. So the next set, be mindful of that, extra tightness, and you're gonna nail it. But this is an incredible movement for being precise. Do you feel that tension as you're holding it on your chest?
Yes.
Staying nice and tight, squeezing everything, and you're focusing on your scaps being down, you're driving your heels towards the floor, chest to the bar, all that good stuff?
Yes.
Let's go. All right, gang, now set 2. Do not touch your chest, otherwise you will not get lucky later. Do you hear me? There's a lot on the line, because I know that would suck for you. Let's go. Tight, chest to the bar, squeezing. 1, 2, perfect. 1, 2, perfect. One more like that, let's go. 1, 2, yes, yes. Congratulations, you are getting lucky tonight. Well done, that's a perfect demonstration, and now she's earned herself a treat. So, you're a lucky lady. You feel excited? Of course you do. Yes, of course you do. Silly? But that's a Spotto Press. We have one more movement to go. If you're still here, which of course you are, what should they do? Like this video, drop a comment and subscribe?
Yes.
Yes. See, told you, not much English. All right, baby. Now, finally, we're going to finish with the incline bench press as another movement that I cannot live without in the pursuit of a big bench press. Now, we had 2 variations on the flat bench. I don't think it was fair to leave the incline out. And the incline is extremely versatile, okay? So what I want to show you is a demonstration with the barbell, but also a demonstration with dumbbells, because both can be incredibly valuable and both have their place, okay? Now, some people really don't like using a barbell. It can hurt the shoulders a little bit. Dumbbells are fine. I'm going to show you exactly how to execute the movement with dumbbells after we do this. Now, another great reason we can use dumbbells is, let's say we're getting really close to competition, right? Let's say we're less than 6 weeks out, we're 4 weeks out, we're 2 weeks out. I really stand by doing dumbbell pressing almost every single bench session you do. Now, after you've already done a lot of heavy barbell bench pressing, it might not be smart to load up a heavy barbell and do incline bench pressing, but we can utilize dumbbells typically on an incline and achieve a higher rep range, a little bit lighter, but they're an incredible hypertrophy, or a muscle builder to have in your program that you can use right up until competition. Okay, I always do dumbbell pressing on my pressing days. It's always done after my main bench pressing movements, and it's always helped. So I'm going to show you the dumbbells as well, but quickly, when I show you the barbell movements, pay a little bit more attention, because I think on a technical level, this is probably a higher skilled movement. There's a little bit more that can go wrong. So I'm going to show you how to avoid, things like niggles and injuries that, in my opinion, can be easily avoided with a few little tweaks to the technique. All right, so lay down for me. 3 repetitions. Now, one thing to keep in mind with the incline bench press, okay, this is a big one. We're typically going to use a closer grip than we would use for a regular competition bench press. This is a little harder on the shoulders and the elbows, especially for someone more muscle bound. Now, our beautiful assistant here may not have that problem, okay? She probably has very healthy shoulders, so she could do this with a wide grip just fine. But for demonstration today, she's going to use a slightly closer grip, because a lot of you guys watching this probably have beat up shoulders, right? And a great way to avoid further beating up your shoulders is to simply bring your hands in slightly. It's going to allow you to get the barbell closer to your chest without really straining your shoulders or impinging anything and causing a lot of pain. So the first thing is slightly closer grip. Now, where are we going to be touching the barbell on our chest? Now, typically, right, for doing competition bench press, we're going to be touching somewhere down here, okay? On the sternum, on the hard point right there. sometimes even as low as, on top of the stomach there, right? Now, with the incline bench press, you're gonna touch considerably higher. Now, I'm not sure exactly where you touch, but for me, it's gonna be somewhere up here, okay? Typically or usually, the highest point you can find. For you, it may be slightly different, so we'll have a look. Don't overthink it. It's gonna go where it naturally goes, and I'll tell you if it's wrong. But 3 repetitions, take your time, chest to the bar, keep that position with your scaps. Keep them down as hard as you can. Let's go. Chest to the bar, bring it down. Lovely, press. And we're looking to press the barbell on a slight arc backwards, okay? It's not gonna be straight up and down, it's gonna be a slight arc backwards towards lockout, perfect. That's lovely. Now, as you can see there, I don't know if you can see exactly, but there's a very slight arc backwards towards lockout. Okay, that's because when it gets back to lockout, it needs to be at the same point she had when she was holding it above her, right? That's kind of at her center of mass. That's where the barbell feels most balanced. If you don't press the barbell back up to that point, that's typically where you're gonna go out of the groove and miss repetitions. But while you're here, just do 3 more repetitions, 1 more set. Take your time. Chest to the bar, make sure you're nice and smooth on the unrack. Stable, that's it. Squeeze, chest to bar. Lovely, 1. That little arc backwards. Lovely, 2. Nice and stable at the top. 3, back on the rack. Excellent. Now, this is a great movement, right? For building general strength. This is a great off-season mass builder, strength builder, and I find that it's extremely challenging with the triceps. And I find that doing a lot of incline work further out from competition with a barbell definitely helps my tricep strength when it comes to the flat bench press. For some reason, the triceps, they work a lot harder with the incline. It's probably to do with also the increased range of motion and also the angle, but it definitely helps tricep strength. It will definitely improve your bench press, and it will give you a big rounded chest. Not like that, but more like this. I know that looks better, but this can press more weight. I know it's not as good, but that's what you're trying to do, right? So perform the movement like that, and you'll be fine. We'll quickly demonstrate some dumbbells, because they're also, as I said, extremely valuable. All right, baby, now with the dumbbell press, I have 1 rule, okay? That is full range of motion, meaning the dumbbell head, when you start the movement, must touch the shoulder, and you must press to full extension, full lockout, okay? Every single repetition. Now, when we do a lot of bench pressing, the way we're manipulating our body and things like that, we're trying to reduce the range of motion. Even with close grip work, we're increasing the range of motion. The way that we're moving with our scaps, everything retracted, depressed, we are in a sense trying to shorten the bar path, right? With dumbbell pressing, I want a little bit more movement through the scapula, okay? So it's not as important that it's stuck back to maybe a little bit of movement, but we want full extension, so full stretch, full extension, full stretch, full extension. We're gonna go 6 repetitions, okay? Nice and controlled, touch the dumbbell head to the shoulder. Now, I also like a neutral grip. We don't need to be fully supinated or pronated, just nice and neutral in the middle where it's comfortable, bringing the dumbbell head down to your shoulder. Let's go. Easy, now chest up still, dumbbell head touch the shoulder, perfect, full stretch and press. Exactly, now we don't need to touch the dumbbells together, we just need locked elbows. Full stretch, press. Lovely, perfect dumbbell press. I do not ever want to see some bullshit quarter reps or half reps on dumbbell press where you don't touch your chest. If a lady here can bring a dumbbell down to her lovely chest, then so can you. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Don't cut reps because you won't get laid. You wouldn't do me if I did little half reps on the incline bench, would you?
Probably not.
No, I mean, I'm very good looking, I get it, and it'd be very tough to not do that, but by just having, those convictions, you would probably have to somehow refuse me if I did some shitty reps on like that. Not like you, but like half reps.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. I get that, right? No one wants that. It's like a sumo deadlifter. I'm just kidding. Don't get upset. But even she pulls conventional. She's a lady. She has pulled some sumo though, because she does receive, if you know what I'm saying. You probably don't know what I'm saying. God, goodness me, how disappointing. But Again, the incline, this can be used with the dumbbells all the way up to competition. I don't suggest doing barbell work all the way to competition. I suggest dropping that, around 8 weeks out, okay, and being more specific with the flat bench. But the incline work can carry on with the dumbbells. Dumbbells are incredibly versatile. I don't typically press on the flat with dumbbells because I do a lot of flat work already. So I'm trying to hit a different angle. And we could say, yeah, do shoulder press as well, but this video was more so about which movements really are about building the bench press, the big bench builders, and it's the incline. The shoulder press is great for building a shoulder press, great for building big shoulders, but doesn't really carry over to the bench press, where the incline still is just specific enough to give you a good amount of carryover to your flat bench, as well as building some big strong triceps and a nice rounded chest. It's very important to have a big chest. I like a big chest.
I like a big chest.
You like a big chest? On a man and on a lady. In it. Saucy. Very saucy. And I also like big butts. Do you like big butts?
Yes.
Do I have big glutes?
Strong glutes.
I have strong glutes.
Yeah.
That's another video we're going to do soon. We're going to do a video talking about the best exercises to build big glutes. Because you're looking at fucking the OG glute queen over here. You had big glutes before it was cool, right?
Yes.
Before it was cool, and you did it the fucking the old hard way. The hard way. You did it with squats, deadlifts, and other movements in a similar fashion.
Yes.
No surgery, no bullshit, just hard work and eating food. But we're going to share, that with you in the next week or so. But are you liking the videos with my lovely assistant? I know more of you watch them. I'm disgusted to know this because I know why you're watching now. But as long as you're listening to a little bit of it, my job is done. My job is to get you here to the video. Okay? That's my job. Okay, she's going to keep you here, and I'm just going to talk and feed you fucking knowledge and wealth of wisdom. And you should be grateful. So grateful that you liked this video, you drop a comment, and you subscribe. And of course, what should they do then?
Go to the gym.
Go to the fucking gym, because that's the end of the video. That's my 3 favorite bench press variations that aren't just a regular bench press. And you should definitely do them. And there's other ones that are great as well. But these are my 3 favorites. If you have any problems with it, please drop a comment and we'll hash it out like men. If you pull conventional. Let's go.